Hi everybody! I'm just going to make a small video about my views of the transgender movement, okay? Now, I'm not going to comment on whether or not transgender people are legitimate or not. There seems to be a lot of discussion in some circles about that kind of thing. And to be honest, that's beside the point, okay? And I'll tell you why it's beside the point. Some smart people a long time ago came up with an ingenious idea for a society. They believed that a society is best functioning, essentially, for people's happiness in general when civil liberties are ensured by the governance of laws. I'm going to take another sip of coffee before I continue. That's good. Now, in our Western civilization, we have an entire social system predicated on the idea that people are welcome to live their life, as long as they're not harming anybody, as they wish to. Now, I've been on some of these conversations with the right and even the left on this issue of transgenderism in society. And some people feel that there is harm to society and harm to themselves and harm to their children because of the transgender movement. What I say to those people is, regardless of your beliefs, if it's possible that there are people that are experiencing body dysmorphia and that this is the best way that we can deal with it, from a medical and psychological perspective of people who actually study gender and study these kinds of things, then those are the people I think that need to be listened to the most. And I'm not somebody who's just going to bat around and cow towards political ideology for people that actually know me. I personally don't understand the transgender movement, and I have my own personal views on it, but again, it's beside the point. The point is, we have human beings who are suffering and want to be represented for their identity, and they have every right to be represented for their identity in a civil liberty and freedom-based society. The moment that you have a group that identifies a specific way, it doesn't matter, as long as they are not harming anybody, right? Like a hate group, obviously, if their goal is we're going to kill people, I mean, it doesn't apply. But generally speaking, they have the right to self-determination and the right to respect. So this argument that they are harming society, well, I think this is the crux of the right-wing thing, right? The left is saying they are helping society because they're helping people to feel comfortable in themselves, just like the gay community needed it, just like other historically abused communities need that kind of representation and that kind of support. And then the right is saying this is delusional. There is no difference in gender and sex, and even if there was, one is, social science jargon and the other one is more factual and grounded in biology. And so these delusional people are making delusional children and all this stuff. What I want to say is that the people that are attacking transgender ideology is basically giving fuel to transgender ideology in justifying their pressure for social change. And it's essentially because you are validated in your argument that you need to go on the offensive and change your society if your society is hostile to you. So, by pushing back against the community, it's just giving more credence to the idea that they need representation and they need to be heard and that we need to improve education about what this group of people is. It doesn't matter what your views are about it. The fundamental thing about this is is this a group of people? Do they identify a specific way? And if they identify a specific way, and they are a group of people, do they have a right to self-determination? And do they have the right to our respect? And if you're going to point your finger in someone's face and say, you don't count as a fellow human being because you're outside of the norm, then I'm afraid you miss the point of what our society is all about. And in fact, you're giving the people that you disagree with more fuel to argue that their ideology needs to be more widely shared. And to be frank, it does if they're experiencing hostility. So those are my 2 cents on it. Thanks for watching.